Lieutenant Governor of Michigan, Garlin Gilchrist II, who is joining us from Detroit. Sir, delighted to see you tonight. How are you, my friend?
I'm excited. Look, we've built such an amazing effort here in the state of Michigan. Contacted 3 million voters just in the last weekend, and so we're going to win.
So you're feeling very positive.
Look, I'm confident in the work that we've built, you know? I mean, look, the volunteer effort in Michigan is like the biggest one we've ever seen. And, you know, this is about putting together the pieces of the puzzle for victory. And look, I'm an engineer, John. I'm a problem solver. I know how to put things together and make systems work for people. And we've built the kind of apparatus we need to win in Michigan, like the one that carried me and Governor Gretchen Whitmer to re-election in 2022, that had the biggest volunteer effort that delivered reproductive freedom for every Michigander in our state constitution. And that's the same kind of effort that has been now the foundation for what we've built here in 2024.
Well, I got to tell you something, sir. On a night where I'm looking for some positivity and some good news, you have brought it, my friend. You have brought it to me. You've given my heart a lift. You've made me feel good. I want to ask you, how is this even close in Michigan? Donald Trump went to Detroit and said, this place is a hole. Donald Trump called for a ban on all Muslims traveling to America, and then goes to Dearborn, and he's getting big votes in the Arab-American community. All these different things. He's partnered with Elon Musk, who might be one of the bigger threats to Detroit's automaking industry. How is this so close?
Well, let's take a deep breath. You know, the results are still coming in. Just take a sip of water. We're gonna be okay. But look, I'm a Detroiter. Like, I was offended by what Donald Trump said about me as a Detroit voter. My wife, right. When they tried to call for a riot to stop the vote counting in 2020, he was talking about my wife's vote, my neighbor's vote, my vote. So I took that very personally, and so did people across the city of Detroit. So that is why the organizing effort has been so inspiring, to see people stepping up, to see, you know, black men. You know, don't believe the hype that you've seen from people running and trying to find black men who were hesitant. I've been talking to black men all across the state of Michigan, in Detroit, in Flint, in Saginaw, in Grand Rapids, all across our state. And what I'm hearing from them is they're ready to be part of the future, and they don't want a president who insults them. They don't want a president who can't see their potential success. They don't want a pessimistic patriot. They want an optimistic patriot. And that's what we have in Kamala Harris and Tim Walz and Alyssa Slotkin to be our next United States Senator. So that's the team that we've built in Michigan, and I'm proud to be part of it.
Oh, that's fantastic, sir. Is there any way, and I say this to you, sir, with all great respect, can you go to Build-A-Bear and record your voice and then put in the little heart, and then put it in the bear, and then mail it to me? Because I would like, before I go to bed every night, I just want to press that little paw in here. They're ready to be part of the future. They don't want people that insult them. It's very inspiring, sir. Are you seeing off-the-charts participation in Michigan today and this evening?
Well, I saw off-the-charts participation before then. More than 3 million people voted early in person or voted on an absentee ballot in Michigan. And I think people who voted before Election Day were super excited to vote. And the enthusiasm has been on our side since Kamala Harris ascended to the top of our ticket. So, again, I'm proud of the work that we've done and the movement that we've built. It's been my experience that when we build these kind of coalitions, and look, I know something about building coalitions. That's why, John, I would never be here talking to you. So we know how to win in the state of Michigan, and that's what's going to get it done. And I do believe that as Michigan goes, so will go the country. Just like the way that, you know, we've built industries in Michigan that have changed the country and changed the world, we can build electoral winning coalitions that change the country and change the world, too. So as long as you get a Michigan tattoo on that Build-A-Bear, then we could talk about it.
Do I have to get a Michigan tattoo? Is that what the deal is going to come down to, sir?
Pretty much.
A Michigan tattoo. Now, Is this, in terms of being in Michigan, right? It really is, it's one of those bellwether states that we're talking about, because the population there is incredibly diverse. It's really one of the more diverse in the state. Are you seeing your message permeating throughout the state, or is this really another example of, boy, the rural areas are the rural areas and those are red, but if we can get enough turnout in the urban areas, we've got a chance to counteract that? Or are you seeing that permeate throughout the whole state?
You know, I think about it like this. Like the reason that I've had the opportunity to serve is because I come from a community of people who believed in me. And whether you live in a big city or a suburb or you live in a rural community, you know, people wrapping their arms around you and telling you that you have the chance to be amazing and to really do amazing things in the future, that's what ultimately builds success. And our message as Democrats is about believing in Michiganders. I mean, look, Donald Trump has come to Michigan and said that we can't win the electric vehicle race. He said that we can't compete on clean energy. He said that China is going to beat America. Like, it is so pessimistic and so just about losing because he's a loser. But instead, we need to believe in people who believe in our ability to win the future, to win in manufacturing, to win in technology. And as a tech entrepreneur, like, I want to see more of that coming from the state of Michigan. And frankly, that's what Kamala Harris has been about. So, you know, I'm excited again. And I think the message about optimism, about being hopeful about the future, about saying that, yeah, we can do big things. We can invent the things that are going to change the world and win the future. And that Michigan has that in our past. So to come here and insult us and to say that we're not capable of it, it's offensive. And so I can't wait to send Donald Trump home for good.
Sir, I have to tell you, you have been an absolute bright light and breath of fresh air on this evening, and I truly appreciate you spending the time with us. And again, this isn't going to mean anything to you. You have jumped the best friend rankings for me. Now, it was, and I'm going to explain this very quickly, and you don't have to understand it. Senator Fetterman and Governor Katie Hobbs were vying for best friend. Katie Hobbs won in a washout. Fetterman, he wasn't even on the ballot. But guess who's my new? Lieutenant Governor Garlin Gilchrist II.